Hello and welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. So, this is actually my first time playing this game, and I thought I'd play it for second Valentine Nightmares. But, I don't know if this will hold up to YouTube standards today, because this game was originally played by a lot of people back when it first released in 2017. And YouTube standards were really way different in terms of their guidelines back then. So, I don't know, we'll see. If there's any, really, you obviously saw the disclaimer at the beginning. If there's anything that I feel will go against the guidelines, I will censor it or probably edit around it. But we're gonna give this a try, see if it works. If they accept it, we'll keep going. If not, we'll figure something else out. So without further ado, let's get into Doki Doki Literature Club. It says the load game, but I haven't even played this game, so I don't know. Alright, so we can get the print. Just like the hidden object games, we're going to enter our name. Hey! That better be a female, or a male, because if not, I'm going to feel pretty so this is pretty much like, all the other three games, Blind Love, My Lady, and Valentine Panic, but it's not made by the same person. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her hands in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor. Again, a good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, we would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Sayori, ha! Ha ha ha! I don't know if she's laughing or if she's panting, because look at her face right there. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Oh, that was mean. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Possibly. That's mean, Jeff. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you wanted to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speculate with other students making the daily commute. By the way, Jeff, have you decided on a club to join? By the way, this is a horror game. It's classified as psychological horror. A club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. I lied. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. So we're the kind of person that disagrees with Sayori just because. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me. I've met people that do the same thing with me in real life, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you being a net in a few years because you're not used to the real world. So she's kind of like a parent, getting us ready for the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Now all I can do is try. See, it's always important to tell people you'll try rather than promise, because sometimes promises don't always go through the way you want them. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Can we quit talking and get to school already? Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Dang. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Well, that dialogue took longer than I expected. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I knew it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Yuri wants me to check out some clubs. Funny thing is, we joined the literature club. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Jeff. Sayuri. Sayuri must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in class. You must have spaced out because you're the only one in there. Sayuri, I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Okay. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me. It's going to make you late It's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought... No what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sorry. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Ouch. Meanie. Suri is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure that Jeff cannot read this dialogue. In fact, I'm 90% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, you have a crush on us, just admit it. I think Sayuri likes us. Sayuri, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member. Yeah, but you know. And that Suki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayuri is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. Jeez, we're really laying into her with all this name calling. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. Things we do for people we care about. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Okay then. Gotta keep track of the time because I gotta get this video up before I leave for work. Well, I gotta It's not so much going to be so much editing, because it is like the other 3 games, Valentine Panic, My Lady, and Blind Love. We basically have to read. But if there is editing required, I will do it, but there may not be much editing in it. I dejectedly follow Sayuri across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayuri, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Sayuri, everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glanced around the room. Girl 1, welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayuri always says nice things about you. I know she does. Girl 2, seriously, you brought a boy? Oh, that's cold welcoming. Way to kill the atmosphere. Girl 3, Jeff, what a nice surprise, and how do you know my name? I didn't introduce myself. Welcome to the club. All the words escape me in this situation. This club. It's full of incredibly cute girls. Of course, we would think that. Girl 2, what are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayuri. You can just ignore her, and when she gets moody. Sayuri says that quietly into my ear, and then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the class. Don't say things like that, said Yuri. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayuri and Natsuki. Me. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. Sayuri, and it sounds like you already met Monica. Is that right? That's right. So we've met. Creepy. When? Because I don't remember any of that. Monica, that's right. It's great to see you again, Jeff. I wish I could say the feeling is mutual. Monica smiles sweetly. I almost said sweatly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. So we had class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica? Come on, sit down, Jeff. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. Of course I had to sit next to one of you. I'll get the cupcakes. Do I get to choose who I sit next to, or did they just set me next to one of them? Natsuki. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry. I got a little too excited. Yuri. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayuri mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayuri. I think Sayuri just wants me to sit next to her. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayuri. Of course we do. Natsuki finally marches back to the table, tray. Back to the table, tray in hand. Natsuki, okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Woohoo! I don't know. Natsuki lifts the foil of the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and the pieces of chocolate are used to make ears. Oh, that's cool. Too bad we don't have a visual of that. So cute. I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry up and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. What about Yuri? Sayori talks with me with her mouth full. Okay, gross. And has already managed to get icing on her face. Okay. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. I could picture us just biting down, looking at Sayori at the corner of our eye. Or Natsuki, I forget what one it mentioned. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't heard this somewhere before. Made them for you or anything. So, you got a question this too, huh? Okay. And I thought you technically did. Sayori said. Well, maybe. But not for you. But not for, you know, you dummy. Well, dang. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers give us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Yeah, so apparently he's the other two. That's not embarrassed. Yeah, look at her face. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. Alright, I think we'll read this or one after this, and then we'll close out the episode. So, what made you consider the literature club? Sayori. I was afraid of the question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. And I think this is where we're going to conclude this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. Like I said, like to close the opening, the disclaimer said, this isn't for children. This isn't for the most, emotionally, very disturbed. So, just so you know, like I said, I don't know if this will go against YouTube's standards today, but we're going to try. If there's anything that I feel might get me struck down for any reason, I will censor it, because I have the ability to censor things in my editor, or I'll just cut it out entirely. So, but I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time.